Hello dear friends, a warm welcome to all of you on my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to cut a raw jackfruit and share the tips on storing it in the freezer for later use. Because if you get a large jackfruit, you cannot finish it entirely in one day. Usually in India, the vegetable vendors cut it for you, but sometimes a friend might give it to you if they have a tree in the garden or a farmhouse. Same way I received one from a friend today. Though mine is a smaller one, it won't be that messy and it's going to be a little bit easier. So let's proceed to cut this jackfruit and then how we can store it for later use. One of the most important tip you have to remember while cutting a raw jackfruit is you have to rub sufficient oil on your hands. And also grease the knife very well. This is to avoid the sticky substance that comes out, which may make your hands itchy. Cut it into two halves first. This is a very tender jackfruit. Someone gifted it to me. It's from their farm. And look at it, so tender. The skin also can be cut off easily. When the jackfruit is large, the skin is very tough and difficult to cut. Luckily here, since it's tender one, not much sticky substance is coming out also. Remove the stem part. Using the tip of the knife, pull it out. You may notice that the jackfruit has become red immediately after peeling and cutting. But doesn't matter, later when you boil and cook it will be okay. Same way we have removed the skin also from the other half. Make sure you remove it completely very well, because this is very tough and it will not be edible. So now the peeling is nearly done. Friends, a small request, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe and click on the bell icon so that you don't miss out all the notifications. Now cut the jackfruit into pieces, whatever shape and size you like, whether cubes or rectangles. Raw jackfruit is supposed to be a meat replacement for vegetarians. It's loaded with vitamins and minerals. It can be cooked just like the way we cook our meats, with gravy or dry version. Jackfruit biryanis and pulaus taste awesome too. So this is one of the best options of plant-based mock meat for vegetarians. Now the cutting is nearly done. We are going to wash these very well under running water. Now pour water in a pan. Bring it to a boil. Since the jackfruit is small and tender, I am using a pan for boiling, or else you can use a pressure cooker. Add little turmeric powder and we'll add some salt. These will help in preserving it also in case you are going to store it. Sufficient salt. Cover and let it boil. Once it starts boiling, dip in the washed jackfruit pieces. This will take about 4 to 5 minutes. If you are using a pressure cooker, then boil it for one whistle. Keep the lid partially open so that the water doesn't overflow. After a couple of minutes, you can open and just give it a stir. Continue cooking for 3 to 4 minutes and then check if they are done. we have to cook them 80%. You can pierce a knife and check. 20% will be done while cooking the curry. Now you can remove these into a strainer so that the water is all drained out completely. There we go. Set them aside. Meanwhile, heat oil in a pan. We are going to fry these. You can actually use boiled ones also directly for cooking, but when you fry, the texture comes out much better. And you can also store them for a longer time. Usually a jackfruit is very large, you don't use it entirely. So this way you can store some in the freezer for later use. Just couple of minutes, you don't have to fry it too much. Only the outer layer should be little bit firm and crispy. Remove these. And fry the second batch also in the same way. This is done. Now let them cool very well. Once they come to room temperature, you can pack them up in a box. Use as much as it is required for the day, and the remaining can go into the freezer. You can enjoy them for a longer time this way. I hope you found this video useful, and you stay tuned for jackfruit recipes in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Check out these videos from archives as well. You might have missed watching them. Have a nice day. Take care.